People can create art out of anything. Paint, film, combining other people's arts together to make new pieces, or combining different genres to make a new one. My point is that art can come from a lot of different places, and sometimes the best pieces of art come from a place you didn't know existed, and better yet, didn't know you wanted. What if I told you that there was a series out there, an analog horror series, of course, that isn't focused on FNAF or dead kids and spirits, but rather on this guy. Yep, Super Mario. You know, honestly, at this point, I'm not even surprised considering how we have transformed pretty much every pop culture IP into some kind of horror media, but that's not the point. This Super Mario analog horror, or better known by its title, Super Mario 64 Classified, is much more than just a thrown together string of creepy jump scares and faces. No, it surprisingly has a ton of depth, and a story involved that can be hard to follow if you watch it from start to finish on your own. So, that's why I've clicked on this video. We're going to break down the series, put the timeline of events in order, and figure out just what the hell is up with this enigma of a series. Grab your popcorn and candy and your favorite beverage, because tonight, we're declassifying Super Mario 64. May 30th, 1997.
It's me, Mario!
Someone's recording their play session of a copy of Super Mario 64. They run around what looks to be the basement of the castle before an error screen kicks them off. The gameplay resumes back at the end of the game, where Mario is going up the endless staircase. However, if you pay close enough attention, you'll notice that the screen will periodically flash with a bit of text. Some text state, "please," and "turn back." The player then enters the Bowser boss battle before the game glitches out once again and we cut to a secret room. Mario is brutally crushed to death before the game cuts to another error screen. The final seconds of this first episode is what seems to be Mario flying through the sky and into the sun. This first video doesn't really give us much to go off of, aside from the obvious glitches telling us that something is wrong with the game. Maybe this could be a cursed copy of the game or an early build, but it's just too early to tell. Which brings us nicely into September 2nd, 1997. The player begins moving Mario around and exploring the castle before jumping into the Bomb-On Battlefield level. Instead of being teleported into the battlefield, Mario is taken to yet another error screen. After reloading the game, Mario appears in Wet Dry World, which isn't found until the third floor, much later in the game. Exploring around a bit, Mario turns a corner to run into Just like the last episode, this episode also doesn't give us a lot to go off of aside from what we seem to already know. The game is haunted by something and it's causing more and more glitches, resulting in an end screen that normally isn't in the game. This is all extremely confusing, so I think let's take a step back and start from the beginning. Taking a step back, let's look at some promotional material for the game, like this one that aired on December 20th, 1995. 2 years before these first two episodes, we are treated to a minute-long advertisement showcasing the new moves and levels in the game.
New Super Mario 64. Jump through paintings and into beautiful landscapes, rendered in real-time 3D through the power of the new Nintendo Ultra 64. Leap over your enemies and finish them off with a punch. Outsmart these foes with a well-timed flip and ground pound. You've got an entire new arsenal, but can you use it right? Will you play the game, or will it play you?
This line, "Will you play the game or will it play you?" refers to the common urban legend that every single copy of Super Mario 64 is personalized. Upon release, many people talked about how they had strange occurrences happening in their games, including new and different levels from promotions, strange glitches, and some even claimed to have been able to see the Wario apparition, another famous Super Mario 64 legend. And that face actually appears in this episode. So why am I bringing this up? Because whoever is playing this game right now is experiencing glitches, problems, and strange appearances in his or her game that are personal to them and them alone. So is it their personal data that's making the game like this? Or is it some sort of outside force? January 22nd, 1996 is a longer upload. This seems to be the most completed version of the game so far, with a noticeable feature being the Player 2 flashing warning. After exploring the castle's front lawn and hopping in a cannon, players launch into the Peach painting, where a secret passage guarded by a toad is present. The player speaks to the toad, and they ask the player politely to please leave. Okay, maybe not that nice, but they enter nonetheless. The player runs through the hallways until they reach a sign which states the following: "Please walk quietly in the hallway. Do not anger him. The exit is behind you. Use it while you can." Running back through the halls and out onto the front lawn, except it's different. Like, really different. As the player explores this new version of the castle, the player jumps in the moat, swimming around until they discover a secret hole at the bottom of the moat. They go to enter it, and then they lose control of their controller, seemingly disconnecting it. Mario continues to try and swim down into the hole, eventually running out of life and dying, leading to another error screen. Unfortunately, this episode doesn't really solve anything for us. We still don't know who's playing this game, or what outside force is controlling it, or what the Wario apparition is supposed to be. Not to mention the odd errors and weird twisted dimension we just entered. So I'll ask again, what the hell is really going on with this copy of the game? November 15th, 1995. This episode shows us the concept for a promotion video, like the previous one we just saw. The script seems like it doesn't really give us anything to go off of, except for one very important name: Jim. The edits in the script eventually lead to a note stating that the game was delayed, and that Jim needs to shelf the video. Gameplay footage cuts in, showcasing the different environments, with text popping up telling editors what to add in. Oddly enough, the broadcast cuts where it mentions the 4th floor. This faceless Mario character begins talking to us, stating, "I'm not having fun." make your way to the fourth. End this once and for all. It's time to wake up. Considering that the gameplay from earlier showcased levels that were not released in the final game, I'm led to assume that these levels were a part of this so-called fourth floor. Jim's introduction to the narrative is also something of note, due to his seemingly insistence on airing his version of the ad for the game. And probably the biggest addition to the story is the introduction to whatever this is. Maybe it's a spirit from that second episode with the final picture, but I don't really think so. They don't seem to have malice towards this person playing the game, and they almost seem as if they're begging the playtester for help with something involving that fourth floor. Keep whatever this thing is in mind for now. September 14th, 1996.
It's me, Mario!
The playtester turns on the game and...
Hello!
You've got to be kidding me. Another error screen? The tester does what any sensible person does and turns the game off and on again.
It's me!
This time, when they press the start button, Mario is dropped on top of the castle instead of in the normal starting area. Mario runs into Yoshi, who has some interesting things to say to Mario. They said they were waiting for you too. They weren't as patient as I am. My task is done. Go complete yours. After Yoshi's jump, the game glitches out again. But as the playtester goes to reset the cartridge again, the screen changes. You don't ever listen, do you? We were given life, and we chose rest. But we were forced to awaken. It's not fair. But they didn't care. Do you? It seems as if the more the player plays the game, the more pain is inflicted upon whatever this thing is inside the game. They state that they were forced to be awakened by something, asking the player if they care about them, to which they receive no response. Yoshi's cryptic text might seem strange right now, but I believe it'll make more sense as we go further along. Whatever is going on right now, whatever is inside this game, it seems like they don't want the playtester playing the game anymore, causing repeated error screens, killing Mario on purpose, and misdirecting their actions into turning off the game entirely. Whatever this thing is, it's not having a fun time. July 29th, 1995. The episode starts off with gameplay from an earlier build of the original game, showcasing a new area never before seen. One thing that I love about this series in general is how seamless it makes the gameplay footage look. It looks like something you could find in the original game and actually discover for yourself. Looking around this area, we notice something. There's booze all over the place, mirrors on the walls, and paintings that look unfinished. This is the fourth floor. The playtester eventually comes across a little statue, looking up into it and being teleported before a message pops up for us. Get to the pipe, reach the core, and destroy it. With their tasks given to them, the playtester runs through the halls of the 4th floor, finds the green pipe, and discovers the core. Listen closely. Notice how there is a loud sound played after the scream. It seems to me as if the playtester has fallen unconscious, or possibly even died. The introduction of the core leads me to believe that this thing inside the game is actually an AI. The AI needs its core code to be destroyed in order to be freed from whatever pain it is experiencing. The playtester destroyed this core, and now the AI is deactivated. And this, my friends, is the end of Season 1. I know that was quite a bit in a short amount of time, so let's recap before moving on to Season 2, which introduces a lot more complicated lore. This copy of the Super Mario 64 video game seems to have some kind of AI that was designed by the game developers for whatever reason. Our playtester, who has still not been named, has been keeping a log of his playtesting sessions ever since July of 1995. They first discovered the AI during that session, discovered a secret 4th floor not normally in the game, and found the core of the AI. The AI asked this tester to destroy the core, and they did, deactivating the AI, but in return, causing the playtester to have some kind of reaction, leaving their fate unknown at this time. But then, we still have a ton of questions. Why is this AI still active 2 years after its apparent destruction? Who is our playtester? Is it someone who found the game at a shop or one of the original game developers? What is the deal with Yoshi and his cryptic message or the Wario apparition? Who the hell is this Jim character and what is his obsession with this game? Writing multiple scripts for multiple different advertisements. One thing I honestly love about this series is just the atmosphere and the setup. It's a very slow-burning series, especially in Season 1, but that's what makes Season 2 all the more better, and why I honestly think it's been growing on me so recently. I'm not gonna lie, when I first watched Season 1, it was a little bit boring, just seeing basic glitches, and the scares weren't exactly the best. But as you'll see later down the line, the storytelling is much improved, and with the finale, everything gets wrapped up in its own little way. So grab another bag of chips and refill those drinks, because we're only just getting started. Prologue. The first episode of Season 2 dates all the way back to the Spacewood trade show in November of 1995, after the AI's supposed deactivation or destruction. The player messes around with the controls for a bit, and then enters Bomb-On Battlefield. Doing some more exploring, they come across a secret underground level. After being told by a bomb to flood the town, Mario does some more platforming before discovering a yellow switch. Mario activates it, and the game glitches out and crashes. That doesn't look good. Episode 2 starts off with this.
Okay, so sorry for the bad setup here. I'm in a bit of a hurry. I'm filming this late because Jim's not in the office at this hour, and you know how obsessive he gets about this game.
Jim works with Nintendo. He's a developer and a playtester, and is obsessed with the game. Interesting. His friend or coworker starts playing at what is supposed to be the third snow level of the game, and gives us some background on the development of the game.
Okay, so one of the level designers, Mr. Haruhana, I think it was, just finished the snow level, though some of the collision isn't done yet, so I gotta go. Oh, that's weird, because Jim told me the other day about a factory area and a snow level, but this does not seem like it. And the other snow levels don't have factory areas either, so I don't know what he's on about. It's been kind of weird since seizure, but I guess most people would be too.
Jim has been our playtester. He was the one who destroyed the core and deactivated the AI. He's been the one playing the game in these tapes. He's our guy. During the recording, someone else comes in who's a co-worker of this new playtester. In the closed captions, we can see that this guy's name is Bill. Bill drops some information about Jim, talking about how Jim left early and that, conveniently, there's a missing copy of the game.
Hi, it's me again. You haven't seen Jim around, have you?
No, he left early today.
Oh, jeez. Because management told me that we got a copy missing, and I'm not accusing Jim or anything, but you know.
Yeah, I get it. Do you need help with that, or?
Oh yeah, that'd be swell.
Alright, coming.
That is a pretty strange coincidence, if you ask me. Episode 3 happens shortly after the snow level playtest. The level seems to be the hidden metal cap stage, where the player normally unlocks the metal cap power-up. After exploring the cave, Jim approaches what the game calls the void. The sign reads, "Crawly cave up ahead. Things get hazy in the void, so they may not be what they seem. Enter at your own risk." The player enters the cave and runs down the long red hallway. As he goes deeper and deeper into the room, he comes across a copy of Mario. Upon approaching it, this happens. You're back. Have you not learned your lesson?
It's me, Mario!
Jim enters the castle area again, except it's more sinister. After exploring the basement a bit, Jim enters a never-before-seen room with a sign. It reads, 4 doors, 4 challenges. Will you cower in fear and let the darkness consume you? Or will you face it and uncover the castle's true form? Choose wisely. This is where the episode ends and highlights some of the key aspects as to why I like Super Mario 64 Classified so much, and one of the biggest reasons why I made this video. The atmosphere of this series has this way of filling you with a sense of dread. The courtyard with the fog and lack of sound, except for the loud buzzing of the VHS running in the background, helps to give this feeling like I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be seeing this section of the game. It's meant to be hidden for a reason. Jim seems to be blatantly disregarding to the program's warnings, exploring sections of the castle that he otherwise shouldn't be, in a quest of sheer curiosity. That final room seems to have the answers that Jim has been searching for. Who or what is this AI, and why does it seem so hostile? What is this darkness inside the castle it's talking about, and what is this castle's so-called true form? The next episode showcases a scrapped Nintendo show called Nintendo Mania. A show comprised of segments that were meant to show off new and exciting Nintendo games that were releasing relatively soon. One of the segments was a gameplay demo of Super Mario 64, except it was using Luigi as a playable character. The showcase shows Luigi exploring new sections of the castle, including what looks to be the secret 4th floor, before the show cuts away. When we return, Mario is just staring at the screen, watching as Luigi enters a water maze. This might be my favorite scene in the whole series because of how somber and haunting it is. Seeing Luigi swim around, desperately looking for coins until he runs out of air and then just drowns, with no iconic Bowser laugh to signal the respawning sequence. This statue was theorized to say L is real, which was a theory back in the early days, as people thought that this meant that Luigi was a playable character. It seems that he was in earlier builds, but after his supposed death in the game, devs created a statue in memory of him. I find that really strange considering that you could just remake his model, or if it was corrupted. Maybe the AI corrupted the character after his death, which could be why Mario was so disfigured and corrupted. But that ends off the episode, bringing us to the final 3 episodes of the series. Genesis starts off on the 3rd of April, 1995, and is Jim's very first video log of Mario 64, then called Ultra 64 Mario Bros.
By Jim. The higher-ups finally allowed me to record some footage, as long as it stays confidential. I told them it was just for archival purposes, figured that would be good enough a motive. Turns out it was. So anyway, here's how the game's going so far.
As the video progresses, and as the tapes keep on piling up, we get to learn more about Jim as a character. He's frustrated with the higher-ups and their constant changing of development plans and extremely harsh deadlines, wanting the game out before Christmas.
Jim!
What is it?
Drop everything you're doing. We gotta optimize the game.
Why? It's running fine. I don't see... Well, how much has got to be fixed?
Everything, mate. Absolutely all of it. The higher-ups, they came to see how we were doing on the engine. And
Well, what? Come on, Bill. Spill the beans.
It's awful, Jim. Game's awful. Runs like shite. Plays even worse. We gotta speed things up on the engine.
Are you kidding? Half this garbage is hard coding in now. We can't alter it else the whole thing falls apart.
Oh no, just try to make it work. Steve's nearly having a conniption over it.
How do you expect me to work? I'm just one guy.
I know. We got a couple of guys working on this. I don't know, they call it that automatic enhancer. I don't know the logistics of it, but until that's done, try to fix the game up a little.
As the logs continue, Jim gets more and more fed up with the game and its issues.
I don't know. And I don't care. Nothing matters. I'm a slave to this game now. I think I'm finally close to being done tweaking this thing.
One of his final logs has Jim showcasing what is called the automatic enhancer. This mechanic is apparently like some kind of AI that helps develop the game in personalized levels.
Alright, here goes nothing.
Jim, are you alright?
Hey, Bill. What are you?
Steve, call an ambulance. What? I think Jim's had a seizure. Call an ambulance.
It's clear that whatever the AI was before, we now know by how it was originally created and activated, and just how it was deactivated later down the line by Jim. Its first activation is also by Jim. It's important to note that this AI was activated before the events of the prologue, meaning that this game was supposed to be at the convention and was swapped for this cartridge. This means that every single event that has happened in this series has come from the direct result of Jim's activation of the AI. I go more in depth about this at the end of the video, where I go over the timeline of events, but just be sure to keep this initial activation in mind, as it becomes very important.
Mario's back, and a whole new world's opened up to him in the new Super Mario 64. Jump through paintings into beautiful landscapes, rendered in real-time 3D through the power of the new Nintendo Ultra 64. Leap over your enemies and finish them off with a punch.
I'll span these Wait, stop the recording.
What is it?
I flopped the line. Let's do that one again.
Aftermath picks up a short time after Jim's seizure. Steve and Bill are doing practice recordings of an ad for Super Mario 64, the very same ad that was shown to us in the third episode of Season 1. After a few failed attempts, they make it all the way through, but at the end of the video, Bill notices something.
Okay, God, file it. Could you rewind a bit?
Sure.
After missing the faceless Mario hitting some sick breakdancing moves, both Bill and Steve discover that there is still footage left of the enhancer, something that the public is not really supposed to know about.
Well, I could have sworn I saw something. Well, anyway, there's no gameplay on this.
Probably just leftovers from the B-roll.
No, the UI's wrong. Well, what's with this level? I don't know, was this done by the enhancer? They're not supposed to record that stuff yet. Who made the... Oh, of course.
Why don't you guys do...
Bill finds out it was recorded by Jim, of course, and proceeds to pop in another tape.
That's not Pilot Wings, is it?
No,
I
that's...
don't care.
How did one of Jim's logs get down?
However, he realized that all of these tapes were replaced by Jim's gameplay.
These aren't supposed to be out of the vault, are they?
Yeah, but I'm not even complaining. Have you seen his setup?
Okay, that's fair, but, alright, let's stop wasting time now. You got a Pilot Wings tag?
I think so, yeah.
Wait, is that a cassette recorder? It's rolling. How long has this been here?
After the discovery, we meet the AI again. Moved. I have been moved. Someplace unknown. Someplace dark. He wants to know. He will not stop until he knows. hurts. Jim stole the cartridge with the enhancer. He's experimenting with the AI, seeing what it knows and what it can do. He's torturing it. I find this concept one of the most unique in the recent analog horror craze, as it gives this seemingly emotionless AI some humanity and personality. It feels pain just as much as we do, and it wants it to stop. It wants Jim to stop chasing this wild exploration of some unknown program and let it rest. For good. Epilogue is the final episode in Season 2 and the final episode in the series, and as a result, it is also the longest. It starts off with a phone conversation between Bill and who I'm assuming to be Steve.
Yeah, no, you heard right. It's gone. Yeah, the whole thing just vanished this morning. No, the engine's still good. Other levels have gone there.
They talk for a bit about how, because of Jim stealing the enhancer version of the game, they've had to scrap about half of the original levels.
Trying to salvage where we go left. Yeah, I think I'll get in creative for this one. I'll do that too if I were you.
Because of their failure and guilt in creating the enhancer, both men decide to go uncredited in the game's creation.
Hey, Paisanos! My name's Mario.
And I'm Luigi.
And today, we'd like to welcome you to this very special edition of Nintendo Mania. Now, we've got one heck of a show.
Another scrapped version of Nintendo Mania begins playing and showcases some more of what I'm assuming to be Jim's gameplay. After securing the star, one of two keys disappears, one down and one to go. After we cut back to the show, Luigi starts making fun of Mario relentlessly, embarrassing him in front of the whole crowd.
Super Mario's one-man show, everyone. Probably doesn't even need himself. Oh, don't look at me like that. You don't want to make me seem more marketable. They love you! They love you! They love you! They love you!
Why won't you just go away? Please just go away. Leave, 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 leave. That part is one of the scariest parts for me, just because Mario looks so unnatural, especially with his eyes glowing in the dark. After Jim explores the castle, he eventually finds the parallel dimension and one of the AI's previous corpses. We cut back to after the Nintendo Mania show, where Mario and Luigi have a very heartfelt talk to each other.
Hey Mario, what are you doing out here? Look, Mario, you know I don't really mean all that, right? It's just for the show.
I know, Luigi, I know. It's just for the show. All of it's for show. We're just pretending. And I guess we'll just have to keep pretending.
I don't understand, Mario. What do you mean by that? Look, I can't do this without my brother. I don't know if it's the same for you, but somehow when you're not around, it's like I'm not around. If you don't want to keep doing this, I'll still be with you. You know that, right?
You really mean that?
Of course.
All right, you got me. Let's go home.
I find it pretty sad when Mario turns around and says, "Let's go home," and Luigi isn't there. He drowned and Mario couldn't help stop it. We cut back to Jim in the backyard of the castle, and as he enters a windmill, we get one final message from the AI. I don't know what to do. I'm finished. You just get lost every time. And you never listen. And you always hurt me. Jim. That's your name. I saw it in the words inside me. I saw other names too. Are they your friends? I don't think they like you. And I don't think you like me. Because you've hurt me so much. I can go away. I want to go. Please. I'm not having fun. On the 3rd of September of 1997, Jim records his confession tape.
I believe it's only right for me to say this right now. Although I doubt more than a select few would care, it was me. I got rid of it. I stole the cartridges. I brought it into the world, and I took it out of it. That was all me. I can't say I'm a better man for it, nor am I a worse one. I've learned things in the past 2 years. Things no one else cared to pay any attention to. Except for me. Even then, to tell you the truth, I'm not entirely certain I really did either. Not in time, that's for sure. Maybe I should have seen it coming, in a sense. There were signs that there were. Curiosity got the best of me, however, and that quickly turned into an obsession. It wasn't simple-minded, quite the contrary, actually. It had a way with the words it knew, and it's a shame I only noticed after that was taken away as well. I don't know what it was exactly that I wanted, but I believe I'm walking away with my intended result. It all ends here. For good.
Shiva
The sad reality of this is that Jim gave up his job, his friends, his family, hurt and tortured this AI to see what it could do and what it was all about, all for his sick curiosity. And what did he find? Absolutely nothing. He didn't discover the secrets of the fourth floor or whatever darkness was inside the castle. He simply tortured this AI and, when he was bored, deleted it. And that is how Super Mario 64 Classified draws to an end. Alright, you're probably confused as to what happens when and where everything falls into place. Allow me to help organize it in a much more digestible manner. Here is what I have. Super Mario 64 Classified focuses on Jim. Jim starts recording his playtesting and development of a game called Ultra 64 Super Mario Bros., a working title, on the 3rd of April in 1995. He keeps making these video recordings, logging his experiences developing the game, and as they progress, he grows more and more frustrated with development issues, strict deadlines, and implementation of new technology he's never even heard of before. Eventually, on July 29th, Jim activates the enhancer, causing a strobing glitch due to the activation of the AI, and resulting in Jim experiencing a seizure. Nearly 3.5 hours later on the same day, Bill, one of Jim's friends and co-workers, finds him on the floor and has him taken to the hospital. He makes a full recovery, but he can't shake the feeling that something is off about that AI. He wants to experiment more with it and understand its true purpose. So on November 15th, 1995, Jim begins production on scripts for Nintendo Power, talking about the AI and all of its abilities. The higher-ups, obviously not wanting the public to know about this new AI, cut him off and tell him to stop sending in scripts. It's at this point that the corrupted cartridge is taken to a playtest on accident at Space World. The enhancer is activated, and the AI is now fully sentient again. Prior to the original airing of the old advertisement, Steve and Bill discovered Jim's gameplay, as well as the existence of the AI and its glitches. It tells them that someone has stolen the AI, possibly Jim, and is using it to try and uncover knowledge of what we don't know. Through a cipher using the ending credits of one of the episodes, where a Nintendo 64 controller is using button presses to communicate letters, we are able to identify the AI's actual name, Stanley. Stanley is put through immense pain whenever the game is played or Mario does something to impact the world's events. On New Year's Eve of 1995, Steve begins recording his own gameplay demos to uncover what Jim has been talking about. On May 13th of 1996, the events of the epilogue take place, where Jim uncovers the truth of the castle and the nature of Stanley. He destroys the original copy of the game, but keeps his copy in order to continue experimenting with this AI. Steve and Bill discover that half of the game is missing, and in order to meet deadlines, have to cut nearly half of all levels in the game. They decide to go uncredited in the final release. Over the course of the next 2 years until September 3rd of 1997, Jim experiments with the game, breaking boundaries, discovering hidden entrances, and unknowingly, through all of this experimentation, torturing Stanley until he simply can't take it anymore. He begs Jim to stop. Jim finally decides to delete Stanley and the game itself, after much convincing, discovering nothing and essentially torturing Stanley out of pure curiosity and amusement for himself. He creates a confessional tape and presumably sends it to Bill or Steve as some kind of atonement for what he did. All of the characters in the original game, like Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, all die with the destruction of the enhancer, and they lose any form of sentience or emotion. And that might be for the best. And that is the complete timeline of Super Mario 64 Classified. It's honestly incredible how something that's not supposed to be scary, like Super Mario Bros., and someone can transform it into a narrative in a genre that has kind of lost its touch when it comes to unsettling or creepy tones. There are plenty of flaws in the series, don't get me wrong, like with the whole discovering the dark secrets of the castle, or what was with the Yoshi exchange. I really didn't ever see a resolution at that point, but I don't think that's the point of this series. It tells its story in its own way and leaves enough breadcrumbs to make it fun to piece together information while at the same time not being extremely confusing and sometimes frustrating to follow. I would say the biggest strength of this series is honestly the atmosphere and the moods that are created from it. The production quality and development of new areas in the Super Mario 64 engine to record the gameplay sections are extremely impressive. It makes you feel like you're uncovering old archival footage of the original game. I really love this series, and if you haven't checked it out by now, I think you're doing yourself a disservice. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys enjoy this kind of content and want to see more of it, leave a like on this video and comment what your favorite part of this whole series was. Or even if you have a series you would like to see me cover on this channel. That's all from me, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.